Just being honest. Nothing but the truth, yeah. Nothing but the truth, yeah. Honesty, CJ, honesty. CJ, honesty. CJ, honesty. CJ, honesty. Just being honest. Nothing but the truth.
Welcome to another episode of
CJ Honesty.
And last time we left off with Imani, she was explaining to us what happened to her in, I believe it was Dr. Martin Luther King Memorial at the fountain. Imani, you can go ahead and let us know what was going on.
Yes. So that was a very, very powerful moment for me because I was just looking at this. All right, baby. I was looking at this little white boy running around the memorial and his parents not doing anything about it. And it seemed like, it's just very, very disrespectful. And, I had called my fiance at the time and I was just telling him like, babe, like, at the end of the day, like that little boy on paper is going to be more privileged than, our child. This is before we had the baby. Yeah. And he was just like, yeah, like I understand that. But that moment, honestly sparked a thought in my head, for Not the Minority brand, because again, like I said before, generational wealth, you want, things to be easier for your children. I don't want them to ever feel like anything is handed to them, but based on the way society's structure is, I know it's going to be harder for them, if they don't have like a boost. So when I'm always posting, hold on for a second. Mm-hmm. But when I say that the Black dollar circulating is extremely, extremely important, because the more they see, our money being exchanged, the more they can see we don't necessarily need them. I'm just waiting for a Black-owned grocery store in my neighborhood, and
that'd be nice.
I have merchandise, I have jewelry, I have people who make makeup, candles. I'm actually wearing the Vanity Co. right now. At the Vanity Co. I'm always, if I see all stuff, I'm reposting it. It's important for us to talk about these things. And it's important for us to know these things. We've come so far, but we still have so far to go. And that was another thing that I realized, while I was at the memorial, if it weren't for all of that happening, we wouldn't have that beautiful memorial, the fountain, the museum. There's so much to learn from places like that. That's another topic too. I feel like we need to, not only do our own research, but, visit these museums, show these people, show the man that we are interested in knowing our heritage. We need more things like that, because not for nothing, they're going to find a way to profit off of it. But why not it be in a way that can benefit us, educate yourselves, so that the same thing doesn't have to keep happening. It's going to keep happening. Racism isn't just going to disappear. But we can take steps to educate ourselves and as well as educate them. Children aren't taught racism, unless they're literally taught racism. You get what I'm saying? And I feel like that's another thing we need to, this is again, me going on a tangent, but I'm just going to say this, as parents and people who are planning on having children, I think it's important for us to go to the town meetings, voice our opinions on what should be taught in our children's school systems, fight for those changes. I want to homeschool my children because I feel like they don't teach us enough about what we really need to know or should know. I went to Lincoln University for a year, Lincoln University in Pennsylvania, and and I had one class that I did not do well in, and that was African American experience. I got a C, so close to a D in that class, because every single thing besides Martin Luther King, every single thing in that class I learned was new. And it was like, I felt not disgusted with myself, but like it was disheartening and heartbreaking that I don't know a lot about my own race or heritage or history. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
All right, y'all. I'm here.
No problem.
But yeah, so Aaliyah, stop. You're trying to be smart. Stop it, please. You're not being nice. You're not being nice.
Oh, she's on mute.
Oh yeah.
Oh, okay. I was like, what's going on?
I'm sorry. This whole time
Okay.
I was talking and I was still muted. But did we get into what happened in Mount Laurel?
No,
we didn't. Let's talk about that.
That was our next question. So, for those who don't know, there was an incident, an altercation between a white man, a racist white man, who was going to saying racial slurs and all that, yelling at a young black man who was, I believe, at the guy's black guy place, or he was visiting a girlfriend or a friend or whatever.
The guy sounded like he might have been African too, though.
Yeah, he sounded African.
Yeah.
But anyways, he was this young black guy, and the guy was going, just being mean to him for whatever reason, and he was
all types of
racial
I don't
slurs,
even
like
know how he got
N-words and
all the
all
way
that.
up to his front door.
Yeah, I'm like,
that.
how did that?
derogatory. And I don't know if y'all seen that too, but he spat at him, like he spit at him. The white guy spit at him.
Oh,
Mm-hmm.
yeah. So that's what happened, and then the next day, the neighbors and everyone in the community came in front of his door, in front of his place, because he gave his address. He said his address in the video, and everybody pulled up, was like, protesting, and he was like, he probably was scared, and that was the like beautiful part of the whole situation, because you seen the community go up and support this young black man, and that's what happened. And he ended up after like good amount of hours, he finally got arrested. He walked out, everybody was throwing things. It was like, yeah, that's what happened. When the police car, and then his mugshot was circulated on the internet, so he did end up getting arrested. And everybody was talking about it. Even Snoop Dogg,
T.I. Here, babe. Snoop Dogg, T.I. All the
went viral.
Yeah, and like I was saying, I feel like because of the fact that it went viral is one why they had to. Mount Laurel had to do something. You get what I'm saying? Yeah. Even though they probably known that this has been happening for a long time, but they had to do something to show, hey, we're doing something about it. But that doesn't necessarily mean that they wanted to or they were happy to do it. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm grateful. As much as I hate social media, and we have to utilize it, for certain things with our businesses. I'm not really like into social media, but I was grateful for it in this instance, because I feel like that situation going viral was what allowed all of these different people from different communities come together for an important cause. I guarantee you, if it does happen, it's going to be happened very, very, white people are going to tread lightly with what they do now, because they don't want that happening again in their backyard or their community.
Yeah.
Racism is never going to be silent, but it can quiet down. I feel like he shouldn't have much left to say after these charges, because now he's also there's footage that has also made him put his foot in his mouth about whatever dealings he does with the police officers, and stuff like that. And not for nothing, it also just showed like it's the audacity and the disrespect for me, because he basically said, it doesn't matter. Mount Laurel can't do anything. They're not state police. So that just goes to show he doesn't even respect the neighborhood police that, you know, do come for domestic violence, child abuse. Like, you know, local police officers deserve some type of respect. Some police officers in general, not all police officers are out to kill Black men or Black people in general. There are good people in the world. I refuse to allow myself or my children believe that all cops are bad, all white people are bad. They're mixed. You get what I'm saying? So, you know,
I have a question about that. So you don't think so with the whole like good cops and bad cops, if it's good cops, they don't say nothing. What do you think about that?
What you mean?
Like they don't speak against their own comrades.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, because they don't want to lose their job. So what do you think about that?
Yes, I feel like when you're not saying something, you're partially adding to the issue of it. I feel like people need to take bigger leaps of faith. One, faith in God, but also faith that the system can be changed, because a lot of us don't have faith in the actual system. So have faith in the fact that the system can change if you speak out on it, or if you go to these town committees and, you know, you go to the board with the same issue 50 million times. You can, I mean, what's that ratchet girl name? Cardi B said it, knock me down 9 times, I get up 10. You know, you can be denied something 50 million times, but 10 times out of 10, by the 100,000th time, they're gonna be like, all right, yo, just give her what she want. You get what I'm saying? I feel like being silent is adding to the problem. I have plenty of white friends that I adore like family that will literally stand up for what I'm saying just as if they're Black too. You get what I'm saying? And they're not disrespectful or they never lost their mind to say the N-word in front of me. They don't think that they're Black, but they will fight for our rights. You get what I'm saying? And again, back to my brand, somebody like a business coach basically had once said on a live, like, you know, you need to find your target audience. It's really important for you to like target in like who you're, you know, dealing with. And I had a really hard time, and I still have a hard time with that, because I know my brand isn't for everybody, but I do want people to know that my brand is not secluded to just Black and brown people. It's for the white person who feels like, yo, that's not right. Like how they're being treated isn't right. Like, dang, that sucks that I'm a man and just because she's a woman, she's getting paid less. Like there's so many things that connect us. There's more that connects us than divides us. And the sooner we realize that and we come on board with each other, better opportunities, more doors can open, laws can change, and we can really get, get at a higher level of controlling the system that has been built against us.
Well, thinking about the system and rules and regulations and everything, what do you think about what happened to the track star, one of Sha'Carri Richardson?
Oh, my girl. So here's the thing, y'all. I'll let y'all on a secret. I used to smoke a lot of weed in my day. Okay. All right. Marijuana is a plant. Okay. That's first and foremost. Marijuana is a plant. Where she did it was legal. Yes, she knew what she was doing. However, not that it's an excuse, but this young lady was going through change after change, traumatic experience, losing her parent. And on top of it, she's so dedicated and she's been doing this for so long. She just needed a release. Okay. Michael Phelps broke records, won award after award, and this man was literally on drugs, like on an actual steroid. Okay, he was using something to affect his work. I can't think of what I'm, the concept or the terminology. That was enhancing his gift. Her smoking that weed that one day did not enhance her gift. And it wasn't going to change her gift in any way. I feel like it's extremely corny, for lack of better words, that she can't participate this round. But I do wholeheartedly pray and believe that when she comes back, she's going to be better than ever.
Need that too.
I feel like we know that she's not the only one that has either smoked weed or done harsher drugs, whether it's in the Olympics athletic department or any other. I feel like they're dragging it out and dragging her. The girl is young. She could have been doing way, way worse. I don't feel like her name should be tarnished. I don't know. I was told, I didn't see it myself, so I don't really know the exactly what happened, but she did say something on Twitter. It was like a tweet and delete about her saying like, people only come to the Olympics to see the track runners anyway, or something along those lines.
No.
I don't know if that really happened, but if it did, I feel like that was definitely, delete that, because there are so many other African-American athletes that are going to the Olympics right now and that are a part of all of that, that deserve to be watched, that deserve.
Like Simone Biles. I'm gonna watch her. She's great.
There's another, I can't think of her name, and she's actually like, she's not far. I think she's from Trenton. But she's they like throw, I forget what it's called, but they throw the ball. That like real ball cattle. I forget what it's called. But
when they throw the ball,
I know what you're talking about. You have to throw the ball.
I say that to say there are other, Black athletes in general that need to be seen, not just in the Olympics. So, so to answer that question, she made a mistake. I feel like she learned her lesson. I feel as though it's like a conflict, because part of me feels like they should have just let her run. But at the same time, as a parent, it's like, what does that teach your kids? Like, at the end of the day, she shouldn't have been smoking in her bracket, with what she's doing in her, life. Like, you're about to run for the Olympics, sis. Like, was it worth it? You get what I'm saying? Like, but at the same time, I feel like, stuff happens, but you can't, she's just going through, like, she's had a traumatic experience. Like, I can't even imagine like dedicating, so much into a sport only to have it like taken away from you like that. But it's not really necessarily taken away. Like, I didn't see anything about her never being able to, participate or try again. So that's
I think she's gonna
suspended, but not.
Yeah, she's not. She won't be able to do the relays and all. But I wanted to say that she knew what she was doing. It's not like she didn't know, because she knew the rules and stuff. And she even admitted that in a video that was on the news. But on the flip side, like, I do agree with you that she's going through something, because her mother just passed away. So it was like all the timing of everything was kind of like problematic for her, because she's going through that grief, grieving and stuff. But with the whole weed situation, it became legal in New Jersey a few months ago. So like, it's slowly changing, so everybody's not on board.
How to make money off of it.
Everybody's not on board with it, so like, that's another thing we have to think about, because the Olympics is not just about whatever state she was in. It's about, other countries too, or countries as well as states and all that.
But even with that, even if all states, if it was legal in all states, that has nothing to do with the rules
The
of the
rules of the
Olympics. Though.
Olympics, exactly.
Yeah. Of course.
I'm
Yeah.
not saying that
But
depending on, but
to
They will
piggyback
have to
on that,
change
what
it,
you're
though.
saying, Christina, exactly what you're saying. Like they're gonna have to eventually, because times are changing again down to the laws that were written that we still follow now. How are we still following laws that were created a million years ago? Do you get what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
so exactly, I get exactly what you're saying, Christina.
Yeah.
Like,
Since it's still in the process of changing, she should know, okay, this is probably not the right time to do this because I have to run. You're not going to smoke weed when you're about to have an interview
right.
the day of. Like, that's just common sense.
Right.
Yeah.
You know, so
But
she knew what she was doing. I'm not trying to put her down anything because I know she's going to come back stronger than before. Okay. And she's going to be, wiser. I mean, she's 21. We've all made mistakes at a young age. We know what we're doing, but I mean, we still make mistakes and dumb mistakes at that. But, it's a lesson learned, like you said. So that's what I think about it.
Yeah, 21 is young.
21 is young. Like she just turned 20. Yeah.
Oh my
21
God.
I knew how I was at 21.
Right. Bro.
Like, we all know how we were at 21.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So yeah, I'm not putting her down. I was happy to see her doing her thing.
She is fire, yo.
She's good. I love what she was saying some things in her interviews. She's unapologetically black. Like that's what I love about her.
Yes.
When people compare her to FloJo, the other one who was in late 90s, I believe with the long nails. Yeah, they were talking about her too because of the whole how she looked. But it's some other things that has been brought to the surface, but I don't want to get into that. It's about the Olympics, about other people. Like, oh, now they can't wear swimming caps if you have natural hair. First of all, what is that about? Like, really?
Just say anything. Just say anything and do anything.
You sure?
Yeah, they said that online, John. Yeah,
but even the men wear swimming caps.
That's what I'm saying. Like, what's it got to do? Now they're just talking out their butt.
Just drag it.
Word, but
you sure? Because
yes.
Mark Phelps, when he swam, he was wearing.
But I just seen that online. Right? Imani, did you see that, Imani?
About I'm not gonna leave it. I don't put past them because again,
they start to get a little
well,
being all picky.
They just now in some states are letting black people wear their hair natural.
That's called the Crown Act. That's what they're trying to pass.
The fact that that's even
wait, that's a whole nother thing.
The fact that that's even a thing is like on topic, but not on topic. Make a long story short, somebody in my family, like I usually keep my oldest, I usually keep her hair like braided because she has mixed hair, but it's thick like mine. But it's beautiful. Like when it's wet and like I detangle it and it's nice and curly. But someone in my family will always be like, if she just had like her natural hair, I'm like, oh, such and such, what's wrong with your hair today? What? And here I go, like, because I'm on FaceTime, like, there's nothing wrong with my baby's hair. She's natural today and it's beautiful. And this like started happening when she was like 2. So my thing is like, I've already like been teaching her like, your hair is beautiful. You are beautiful exactly how you are. And I'm not letting nobody in my family ever try to, tell her differently. You know what I'm saying? Because of stuff like that. Like, why is that?
A lot of things with blue collar and white collar, when you get and start making like real money and everything, they'll tell you 2 things. You got to have your hair a certain way, and you can't have a beard most of the time because I
didn't sign up. I didn't sign up to conform or to change what I look like, my God-given body, hair, eyes, whatever. I didn't sign up for you to dictate that just because again, I have friends that are super seniors and are educated beyond means, beyond matters, have master's degrees and everything, right? So on paper, they should be able to make a certain amount of paper and they have natural hair just like me. You know what I'm saying? Like, I am providing a skill to you in your company, your business, what does my hair have anything to do with anything?
Mm.
You understand? Like, that baffles me. Like, and I know exactly what you're saying, Jonathan, and that baffles me. That's not okay. That's not okay. And again, that's why we need to just keep communicating about this, educating ourselves, building our own brands, building our own businesses, because it's not going to matter. Like, even down to the real estate market right now. Like, a lot of my friends are buying properties, and I'm so grateful and
that's good.
so glad to be a part of that kind of stuff and to see it, because if your credit's not good, you're not buying a house, or you might not even be able to rent, because some people want your credit score to be above a 700 in order for you to even rent out their property. Whereas someone like me, who has been through certain things, in listen, if I can see your pay stubs are legit, and you can make the money to pay this rent, I don't really care what you did. I don't really care what your student loans say, or what credit issues you have with Credit One or Capital One. Like, that's your business, fam. Like, just pay your rent on time. And I feel like Black people and people of color, because I know a couple of Spanish women that have their own properties, they're more understanding of that. White people don't care about that. They don't care about what like, I have a derogatory mark on my credit score. It comes up. I was arrested at Indiana University of Pennsylvania. Me and my girlfriends, we were coming out of an auditorium, and at that time, like, I was a little bit mouthy, but what happened was not acceptable. But we were walking out of the auditorium, but we weren't walking fast enough, so the police were like, "Come on, let's go, get out, blah 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 blah." And one of the officers kind of like grabbed my arm, and I'm like, "Yo, like, I'm walking, like, why are you even touching me?" And he grabbed me again, like I said, "Let's go." And I was like, "I'm going. Don't resist to arrest. Don't resist arrest. Don't resist arrest." And proceeded to arrest me, pepper sprayed me. I ended up being charged for it, having to go to court. Mind you, Indiana is like a 5.5, 6 hour drive. I used to go all the time to see my sisters. Like, two of my best friends lived up there or went to school up there. So I would go all the time, but it was just the fact that I had to travel up there to go to court for something traumatic to me. And it wasn't even like I did something crazy to need to be pepper sprayed. I wasn't endangering them in any way. But again, that was a learning lesson for me. And I'm also grateful to God, because he could have killed me. You know what I'm saying? Like, he could have said, "Oh, I thought she was pulling out a knife out of her pocket," or, anything. And I could be dead right now.
We have less than 1 minute. So what's your
No, we don't have time for that either.
Okay.
So
we have one more, but
so we'll continue all of this just a little bit with our next episode with Imani. When she comes back on, we'll be talking about health. But we will before we talk about the health, we'll continue talking about a little bit about the finances and everything with Black people.
Yes, and you can find her where at Not the Minority Brand.
At Not the Minority Brand. At Not the Minority Brand on Instagram and Facebook and Twitter.
All right. This has been another episode of CJ Honesty.
Peace and blessings, y'all.
Just being honest, nothing but the truth.